Okay, so here we are, time for another review, and what have we got for you today? We've got this, another little product from my friends at Coospo. Let's get it the right way up for you. That way up. Let's get the box that way up. There you go. Hopefully that's in focus. You'll better see that. It's their Tyre Inflator, which is a class of product that I've been interested in over the last couple of years or so. They've seemed to become all the rage, these little self-contained mini compressors. And Coospo contacted me and said, we've got one, would you like to have one and take it away for review? So I said, yeah, why not? It certainly saved me buying one. So let's just start by opening up the box and see what's in it. So we've got a little black bag, which feels like the inflator itself. Yep, there we go. There's a little inflator unit. So it's not huge. I haven't got the dimensions to hand, but I'll just stick a little caption up with the actual size on. But it's not. You can see it's not quite as big as the palm of my hands, and I don't have massive hands. I've only got tiny hands. So there's the unit itself. What else is in this box here? A little box of bits of some description. Looks like a flexible hose. Yeah, some sort of flexible hose. I guess if you've got somewhere it's difficult to get in, that'd be quite useful on my Brompton actually. The spokes are quite close together. I might struggle to get that pumping. I struggle to get a normal pumping. So that might work out quite well on the Brompton. There's a little user manual, tells you how to use it, and a little bag of other bits and pieces. What have we got? Oh, USB-C charging cable. Can never have enough of those. A lanyard. Not sure why you'd need a lanyard with it, but maybe just while you're holding it or whatever. And what looked like a couple of adapters. Yep, there's a couple of adapters. So that one's a Compressor adapter, and then that one looks like it's a Schrader adapter. So there's a couple of adapters for the two common types, and something else in there as well. Oh, a little, don't know if you can see that, little needle adapter. Doing footballs and basketballs and stuff like that. I guess you don't just have to, have it used on a bike pump. It can be used for lots of other things. These things are usually slightly charged when I get them, so yeah, just trying to see if it will turn on, but maybe not. No, maybe it needs charging, so I'll give it a charge using the USB-C cable, and then we'll normally I'd say we'll take it out on the road and we'll give it a try. We're not going to take this out on the road and give it a try, because I don't want to be trying this out if I've got a puncture. I'll give it a few tests here in the kitchen and see how we get on. So I'm going to take it away, give it a charge. I'll speak to you in a second. Okay, so before we actually see the Coospo unit in action, let's have a look at some of the controls that are on it, etc. So from the outside, you see there's a connection there that will go for your tyre valve, or the included adapter pipe if you need to use that. There's a USB-C charging port just there. Get that right. There you go. There's a USB-C charging port, and on the front, a small display and some buttons. So we've got a power button here and a plus and minus button there. Oh, and underneath there's also a very small LED light. So let's switch the unit on. One long press. There we go. Yeah, so the unit's on. So this is currently set for PSI. You can change it to bar, which I think is this one. Two quick presses there, and that's bar if you're doing your tyre pressures in bar rather than PSI. I'm in the UK, and most people in the UK tend to work in PSI, so I'm going to put it back to PSI. Two double clicks there.
A double click on the plus button this side activates the little LED light at the bottom. I guess that's handy if you are you're riding at night or it's dusky or whatever and you just want a little bit of help just to see where you're actually screwing stuff into. That all works. Single presses on these two plus and minus buttons, as you can see, change the PSI reading, the target PSI readings on the unit itself, and then the big one, a quick press on the power button should set the unit off. And it's loud, but it's an air compressor, so it's going to be loud. So that's it. Really simple by looking at it to operate. So let's go and attach it to a wheel and see what happens with the wheel. Okay, time for a bit of a quick real world test. Real world test would be by the roadside, but I'm not doing that. So we're just going to give it a bit of a test stroke demo out here. I've got a road wheel and tyre here, 28mm wide one, so fairly standard, sort of thing people use these days. And also I've got the pressure set on the device, which you won't be able to see. Maybe you might be able to see it there. It's set for 80 psi, so a fairly standard average road tyre and a fairly standard average pressure. For this test I'm going to use the little adapter tube as well that it comes with, just because it's a bit easier trying to get it in the gap there. The adapter tube can be used with both Presto or Schrader, depending on how you adjust this bit at the top. So I've got, this is obviously a Presto valve, so I'm going to screw that on there. That's ready to go. I've got my stopwatch ready, and we're going to time now how long it takes to inflate this from 0 up to 80 psi. Okay, so there we are. Don't know whether you'll pick that up on my watch. That's taken about 1 minute 20 seconds to inflate that, and you can see again, don't know if you'll pick that up on the screen there, that's gone to, it's just got a smidge over, it's gone to 81 psi, so nobody's going to moan about that. As the warning says in the box, that has got quite hot now. That tube is very hot. The unit itself is a bit warm, but it's not untouchable, so we can still remove it from there. There we go, all done in a minute and a half. If only I could change an inner tube that quickly. Okay, so overall, what are my thoughts about this? Yeah, it's got its uses. I think it's got its uses. As you saw, it didn't take long, minute and 20 seconds, something like that, to inflate that wheel from dead flat to 80 psi, which is, I don't think you'll get much better than that with anything else while you're out on the road, other than the exception of probably CO2. I carried on. I did another test afterwards, and then I tried to do a third inflation as well. And on the third inflation, the battery ran out around about 40ish psi. Wasn't really watching it that closely, but yeah, I remember seeing the number tick over to a 40 something, and then it died. So you're going to get out on the road 2.5 inflations out of that, which is my only real worry with it. I think, you know, you could be unlucky and have rides where if you have more than 2 punctures, you could be in trouble. But maybe the usage case I see for this, and for me certainly, would be to use it with a hand pump, and maybe put in the first 40 or even 50 psi as much as you can with the hand pump, and then when you get to the top end of the air pressure, which is always difficult to do with a hand pump, especially if it's a small one, is to then pop this on and then just top off the inflation with this device. That would give you options then for plenty of punctures. I think if you're going to have 3 or 4 punctures in a ride, if it was me, I'm probably abandoning the ride anyway and getting a train or a taxi or getting home some other way, if I could. But I guess if you're out touring and you may need to use this over a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, it certainly could be a very handy device. I'd recommend using it with the tube. I found it easier. It comes with these two little adapters, a red one and a grey one. The grey one is for a Schrader valve, like a mountain bike style valve or a car valve, and then the red one is the Presta one for a standard sort of road bike tyre. But I found that I think in some applications you might struggle with this getting in the way of the spoke. That certainly helped. It got hot, it did get hot, and this itself is adaptable for both valve types. So at the moment, the way I've got it screwed down there, it would suit a Schrader valve. You just have to unscrew the end and then pull it out, and then that turns it into a Presta. So if you're going to carry this, carrying that adapter tube, it's no extra hassle to carry that. So I think that's the way I will use that in future. I think they're about 50 quid on Amazon, which is not a bad price. A lot of the other ones I've seen seem to retail between about 70, 75, 80 quid, some of them as much as 100 quid. How they perform in relation to that, I don't know. I've not ever tested any of the others. As I said at the beginning, this was sent to me free by Coospo to try and review and do a little video and stuff on. So I didn't pay for that. Would I pay 50 quid for it? I probably would. I would probably pay 50 quid. I'm not sure I'd pay much more than 50 quid though, especially if I'm only going to use it as a top-off device. I guess some of the more expensive ones you may get more inflations, but I think I would never be without a hand pump. So I think as a top-off device, I think that works perfectly. Overall, what would I give it? On the ubiquitous 5 stars, 4 stars, 4.5 stars, somewhere around about there. I think it's probably one of the best value for money pumps out there that I've seen, and yeah, pretty much does everything you're going to want to do for the odd emergency inflation. As always, if you like the video, please hit that subscribe button down the bottom if you're not already a subscriber. I'm going to try and do some more videos. I'm currently not working, so I've got a bit more time on my hands as of this week. So I'm going to be doing some more videos. I'm going to do some ride videos. I might do some product reviews. I've got all sorts of stuff I'd like to do, and I've always thought I'd like to do given the time, but now I've got the time, I just need to get on and do it. So there's also a link in the description below. I'll put a link into the Amazon page for it if you do want to buy one. If you want to buy it through my link, you will earn me a small commission, and it goes towards the running costs for the website and the bits and bobs I have to buy to do these videos. And then I'll also put a link into the web page. It's got a bit more information about weights and sizes and a few other bits and bobs in there. So, but yeah, as always, if you like it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, leave me a comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't like about the video. If I'm going to do some more of these, I want to make sure I do them right. So tell me what you do and don't like. Until next time, I'll see you out on the road.